Hey there, Vibe Tribe. Welcome back to another vlog where I'm going to go over some more tips and tools on how you can end the struggle with overeating. So, today we're going to talk about self integrity. This is a tool and really a skill that I first start off with all of my clients is with self integrity. And I want to start by asking you a question. What would your life look like right now if you always followed through with what you said you would? Really think about that. What would your life look like right now? I know mine would look very different if I always followed through. Would you still be overeating? Would you still be overweight? Would you still be stuck in that struggle? Ask yourself that. Now, self integrity is key when it comes to losing weight because it losing weight requires you to think, feel, and do things differently that are going to get the different results of the weight loss. So you're required to do things that are uncomfortable. And often, as I talked about in my last blog, that people give up when things get uncomfortable. So it's really important for you to build that self-trust with yourself that when you know you're going to do something when you say you're going to do it. So it's really about just all about the action and following through with yourself. When we continually break our word with ourselves, we feel trapped and we feel like you can't trust yourself. And when you feel like you can't trust yourself, it's a very slippery slope. Often when I start working with clients, they don't have the belief system that they're able to lose weight because they've given up on their self so many times that their trust with themselves is lacking. They don't believe that they're going to do what they say. So that's right where we start off with is building the skill because it is a skill and it is a muscle. So that's why I want to talk about some strategies and some ways on how to build self-integrity with yourself so that you can follow through with what you say you're going to do. So first, let's get really honest. As you can tell, I'm all about being really honest with ourselves. So ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you fall in integrity with yourself? Now think of that number and think about where you want to be. So let's talk about the steps on how to build integrity. So first off, it's all about starting small. You build self-integrity on a micro level and only commit to things in the beginning that you know that you're willing to follow through on. The second tip that I'm going to give you is that all the little things add up over time and it compounds into better and bigger things. So when you focus on what you're going to do for that day and then accomplish it over time, you're able to do bigger things when you just focus on the small things that all add up over time. Also, number 3 is it's all about the belief system. So as you know, as a weight loss coach and a life coach, I'm all about the mind work. So this self-integrity is also belief system. You either believe that you are capable of following through with your word or you don't. So if your beliefs right now is that you're not capable of following through with your word or you don't trust yourself, this is a thought problem. This is the belief problem. You really need to start asking yourself, what do I need to be thinking instead or believing instead that's going to give me the capability of following through with what I said I would? Now, the fourth part is also related to mindset, which is just really learning how to manage your mind. And when it comes down to when you're in the moment, when you say that you're going to have a salad with chicken and some healthy fats at lunch at noon, that when that time comes around, even when you don't feel like doing it, you have to learn how to manage your mind and your feelings to create the action of following through. So once again, going back to the model, the teaching tool that I taught a couple of weeks ago. What do you need to think in order to feel capable or committed to take the actions of following through with eating your meal at noon? So some of the thoughts that I want you to try on to start building this new dialogue and to start building new belief systems is, I always say what I'm going to do. What if you said that? Or I always figure it out. Or I will get it done. Or I know I can achieve that. Or every single time I break my word with myself, I'm giving up my freedom and my potential. That's some of the conversations I have with my clients, is that when you're not following through with your word, what are you giving up? Because there's always a reaction to every action that we take. So what are the results going to be if you don't follow through? What are you missing out at? When you have self-integrity and you trust yourself, there is so much freedom on the other side of self-integrity. Now, remember, this is a muscle and it does take practice. So small little wins over time are all going to add up. And the last thing I want to just mention is be kind to yourself. Be very compassionate with yourself. This isn't going to be a change overnight. You're going to have little slip ups. But the more that you do it and the more trust that you build and the more capable you become, that's really when you start seeing all the results compound. And that's when self-trust and self-integrity is built.